Stand up, please. You have 15 seconds to line up from the tallest, perfect, Ray will start on this side, to the shortest, my dear Mexican. Oh, I'm already giving you the guidelines. You have 15 seconds to line up, tallest to shortest. Go.
I know where
Adorable. Here's the last one. Everybody, tallest to shortest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This workshop is called Get Heard. Do you think taller people get heard more than shorter people?
Yes!
Ah,
Absolutely.
tell me your experience.
No.
Short story. Stop not intended. Very often when I need to convey a good idea to, especially men, boss men, they're always treated like, oh, look at you, you're so nice. So I have to develop techniques like hiding from the work now, or maybe pull up my chair, speak very loud, project my voice, and sometimes I feel hurt.
And sometimes you feel like
Sometimes I don't.
Do you realize that you get heard more just because you're taller?
And handsomer.
White privileged male, like women. No, but have you consciously thought, I get heard more than short males because I'm tall? Have you ever thought that?
Yes, I also get the blame more because I'm an old white guy. And old white guys really suck.
Old white guys really suck. Yes. Status isn't taking up space. Yes? You can show status by how much space you take up. And psychologically, in the past, the strongest man would have the most kind of like prestige in the tribe. Because the strongest man is probably the tallest, probably has the bigger muscles just because of the size and the thing, and they could kill a tiger better than the short guy. Theoretically, right? Okay? So, in our heads, bigger is more powerful. And actually, maybe you know the statistic, but you guys are so cute, just lined up like that. I feel like a school teacher, like,
We can scoot over. Yeah.
80% of the CEOs of the biggest Fortune 500 companies, well, we know they're males, okay? Almost all of them, except 2.4% are not males in this category of CEOs. And 80% of them are taller than 5'11".
That's it.
Okay, so that's 180.
Okay.
So I'm 180 with heels on. So this and taller gives you. Oh, baby's home for you,
Yeah. That's not the purpose.
Yes? Oh, you didn't know the game. Now, so what can you do if you're a shorter person and a very thin person? I don't know what that feels like, but what can you guys do to take up more space?
There's just a phrase that comes to mind for me, because I've always heard confidence is quiet and security is loud. And so one thing is even just your demeanor, I think sometimes, like really knowing the weight that you carry. I know that's more like from an emotional standpoint.
Because they can't compete with height and size.
We can jump.
You have to do something else. So you could have a tall, very tall person who's like, oh, nobody's going to listen to that person. It's not about the size. It's the presence that the body takes. The space that your energy has in a room. It's easier if you're bigger, so go ahead and eat as much as you want. Okay. Bigger people take it on the bus when men sit like this, girl.
Man's ready.
Have to move over, right? Yes, we have a new game anyway. So there's someone beside you approximately the same size as you. Okay? This does exercise. Who's the same? I always have to go to the guy section. Okay, I've been looking like a boy with a little. exercise is you're going to find a space in the room and you're going to stand on one foot, okay? And you're going to try and push each other over. And the first person who pushes the other one over is the winner. Oh, see, he's helping me. Very nice. Okay, just for fun. See, I guess you could use two hands. We said with one because we kind of made that a rule. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but just try that with one person. See how well you stand your ground on one foot.
If you want me, you will know.
Okay, so one thing a lot of women do to take up more space, we wear high heels. Yes, but when we're wearing high heels, none of us are wearing high heels, but these are quite practical ones for Claudia, right?
Oh, that's why Claudia is there. Claudia should be there.
Perceived status. So now the next exercise is how we stand. I just want you to stop, don't move. Oh, you moved. Look at how you stand normally. Yeah? Everyone is pretty good if you don't mind me looking at your feet, David. David's feet are a little bit out like this, so are yours with the nice red shirt, yeah? And yours, actually the men's seem to be a little bit further spread like that, yeah? So when you're on stage, how do you normally stand? Like, do you ever get feedback that you stand a certain way? And you guys have 3 seconds. Can you show me how you stand on stage normally? Okay.
Line of the shoulders.
Yeah, line with the shoulders. So if you don't mind, can you come, Marina?
Yeah.
Marina, you had a
I
great speech.
received recently.
Yes, so she stands like that.
Like this.
Okay, that one's, and we do that a lot, and especially tall women do that a lot because I don't like being tall, so I've spent my whole life like this to look shorter. Yes? And it's also, let's be honest, sexier, and like army style, good posture, right? So we kind of do this a little bit, it looks better. So if you just stand like in the sexiest way possible. Okay, so I'm going to push her over. Yes? Now I want you to stand like Clara. Like a strong structure you're grounded. There's no way I can push her. Even that much of a difference makes you unbalanced. And if it's about presence on stage, you don't want your energy to be unbalanced, right? So just take a second with that same partner and push them over. Try them like this, like terrible posture, push them, and then switch You have 15 seconds to separate yourselves into the people who watched Wolfgang's presentation yesterday and the people who went to a different workshop. Everyone who knows what Wolfgang's presentation about, the lion, the snake, the snail, and the duck. Snail? Turtle. They're both slow. This is actually perfect. So the next exercise, you have to know what these words mean and these concepts mean. So you guys are going to explain it to one person in the group. So you have like a tiny little 30-second TED talk, making it more exciting. So walk towards someone, and you're going to explain what the lion, the snake, do you remember? Yeah. Yes? Teach it to these people, and then they'll be ready for the next exercise. Okay? Find someone and tell them what you learned. We're going to walk around this space now. I'm going to yell out the animal, and you are going to greet people with that energy. So, for example, if I say lion and I walk past you, we would say hello in what energy? Hello! Perfect. And then, so we're just going to walk around that way, yeah? And just feel how it feels to approach something with that energy, and see if you ever do that. Is that where you're comfortable in? Or do those people overwhelm you? Yes?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of power in all three of those ones in the right situation. And your ability to shift through them gets you heard. Yeah? We're going to get more into about getting heard and how you need to adapt to other people. Yeah? There's a lion. Yeah. Is it warm in here?
No.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Sweat like a lion. Okay. So walk around and do your we're gonna start with just you walk by. You can even say your name actually, just so we can get to know each other a little bit. So I don't know your name. We're gonna start with the slow one. The frog. If you want to walk, please turn. Jessica. Okay, it's like a whisper, but a powerful kind of sexier voice. Well, let's cheers.
Thank you.
You're not going to be sitting down.
Yes.
That's
so
funny. So, on the count of three, we're going to just do the action of the one that we feel the top most. So we do like the 1, 2, 3, and you go like, that would be the lion, turtle. I don't know. Come on. You're a mix, so you're going to have to do it fast. Watch Claudia, because it's going to be enjoyable. Yeah? Just go with the one that you think you mostly are in. What would your husband and your wife or your best friend say you are? Yeah?
Ooh.
Okay, because that's usually
No, it depends.
They have different opinions.
Okay, we'll just see. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Do one of those in our world that we live in get heard more than others? Which one? The lion. And only 6 of you were lions, if I saw that number approximately. Well, okay, we just do that. Who was a lion? Lioness more? Okay, no, that's more than 6. Okay, so there's a trick to getting heard more. Yes? The trick is quite simply, you can do all the psychological studies in the world and all the adaptation things and all the communication courses in the world, but simply you copy the person in front of you so that they feel like they're with their friend and not their enemy. There's a book called Surrounded by Idiots. No? And it talks about the DISC, which is like the C insights that David does with his company. So there's the different colors of personalities, right? Most of us trainers know about this. And after reading the whole book, the reality is the lions feel good with lions. Okay? The turtles feel good with turtles. Everyone feels good with who people are like them. Because if you're with someone that you don't understand, you don't know how they're going to react, and that makes you uncomfortable. Yes? So if you are in a place where you need to have influence, being authentic still, but adapting to the other person is a strategy that all the most successful people use. You cannot be 100% yourself without adapting to other people. Those people don't have friends. They don't know how to compromise. They're very opinionated. You cannot stay 100% who you are. You have to stay who you are with your values and your ethics.
Unless you're a chameleon.
Yeah, they don't get hurt because they don't even get seen.
Yeah.
But they survive. Actually, getting hurt is not the way to survive in life. Right? If you stand out and you speak up against the authority, you disappear if you're in America. Right? So it depends. Do you want to get hurt or do you want to survive?
It depends how you want to survive. I don't want to survive, you know me.
Yes, of course, these are the extremes, but this is the thing why most of us don't speak up. Because once you speak up, there's criticism. You're fighting the system. You must really have a mission for you to speak up and get heard. Because if not, why would you risk social exclusion and possibly your bank account's getting shut down and one of your children being missing if you're in the wrong country? Why would you do that if you don't believe in the message? Right? So we're going to do this next exercise. You can sit down now on the chairs if you find one. Yours or not yours? If you do have a piece of paper, I brought some stickies. After this 1-minute exercise, you're going to write down what you have felt in the exercise. So I have 3 pens and 1 piece of paper. You can also share the pens. Are you prepared? And you have a pen? Okay. All all of the exercises? Just this one exercise you need to
You have a collector or can I use
You know, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's just better to write it, 'cause your brain is connected to your. There's no question yet. Pardon me. If you have something big that you want to get heard about, then you're motivated to learn all these techniques to get heard. If you don't have much that you need to share and you're quite happy in your life and you like the way that things are going, my gosh, that's fine, enjoy your life. But if there's something inside of you that is really calling out, then we have some skills to learn. This exercise, I learned from someone who was teaching people how to get on TEDx, because it's about your mission, your message. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You're just going to answer them in your head. And you're not going to answer them, you're just, I'm sorry, I don't know where to stand. Can I stand here?
Yeah.
And you're going to hear a voice in your head. You're going to accept the first thing that you hear in your head. We're going with gut feeling, intuition. Okay, so you have to be quiet in this exercise and you're going to have your eyes closed. So you're going to have your eyes closed. I'm going to say one question. You're going to hear the answer in your head. You're going to breathe. I'm going to ask you another one. Hear the answer. Third one. Hear the answer. And then I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and find what all 3 of those voices meant. A uniting theme. And if nothing comes to you, no problem. But 99.9%, you're scared. Scared. There's stuff up here that we don't listen to, right? Even if you're scared, if you don't want to do it, you just close your eyes. And people will think you're doing it. Okay, so let's take 3 breaths together and close your eyes. You close your eyes so you're not distracted by the beauty that is in this room. Thank you. The lights, good job, Mama. Imagine you're on the stage of the World Championship of Toastmasters. As we know, you have 7 minutes, but people only remember one message, one take home. What is the one word or the one sentence that you want that audience to remember from your speech? You now have an opportunity at Times Square, New York. The lights, the traffic, the tourists, the thinkers of the world pass by your billboard. You have been given a huge sign, and on the sign you can write only one word. This word is what you want people to integrate into their lives, to live better lives. What is the word that you put on this sign? Lastly, Elon Musk has asked you, because you're so wise and thoughtful, to lead a new philosophy of living to the people on Mars. There's going to be a whole new colony there, and they don't have any religion. What is the belief that you think will make society be a better place? Take a breath now. And I want you to open your eyes. Now I want you to think, was there anything similar about those 3 messages? Is there a theme that you care about?
Yes.
Yeah? You can write that down. If it's important to you, you can write that down. And get curious about it. How many of you, just by holding up your fingers of 3, how many of you had a similar message in all 3? Yeah? Okay. So there was a theme in all 3 that were similar. Yeah? Okay. So we propose, the people who created this exercise, propose that this is what you want to share on stage. This is what you want to make videos about. This is what you want to die having said to the world, or at least someone in your life. Does that ring kind of true? Does that scare anyone? Excite anyone?
Exciting and scary.
Exciting and scary. Nothing worth doing doesn't have those 2, I would say. Yeah? Anyone want to share anything that came up?
I want to share because to a little bit of my surprise, when I look back in time, most of my life I've been doing it in different manners, executing that will. Yeah? Not recording videos, not writing books, but kind of doing things in the communities where I work, at work, at my family, here in Toastmasters, doing what I believe. And it was really interesting to find out.
You've been on track then?
Yeah, kind of.
Anyone else?
Okay, yeah. I also think that I've been related to the World Society role here.
Yeah.
But in some way, now I have the feeling that I've tried that all people follow these words, but maybe they didn't follow.
Oh, whoa.
Inner peace
Mm-hmm.
and being authentically human.
Beautiful. Easy. David, and then easy.
Everything I read was about bravery, being brave.
And dancing in front of 150 people is great. And you did that. Huh?
Speak as if your life depended on it, because it does, which is pretty much about authenticity.
This side of the room? Yes?
Everything around building community, purpose, and really good. And I thought everybody was going to say the
I
same.
agree. Yeah, I agree. I say that. That I love me. Yeah.
Also, yeah, I agree.
Maybe? Anything?
My thoughts were about being myself, my true self, but much about humanity, being kind to others, do to others what you would like the others to do to you, so build a better society.
Well, I think mine was similar to a lot of some of the people that already talked. One word that came several times was the part of balance. That is something that I try to have it incorporated in my life. It's like balancing everything. And always people want to come to me to find and ask for questions. My advices are always about to get a balance in the life and the things and the struggles. And that's the message that came.
I can share mine if you
I would like to do that.
So last night I wasn't at the gala dinner and we went to this cathedral and there was a concert in there and something, spoke to me and said, don't, like the whole church was full of people and I was like, don't judge them, just love them. And then if I had a billboard I would probably put kindness on it, and then if I was on another planet I would say stay healthy.
I wrote empathy. It's funny, nobody wrote corner office. BMW, really nice nails, killer ass, like. But day by day, well, I don't know about you, but day by day, those things take up my mind more than my mission. And that's why I'm a little bit off track nowadays. I'm a little bit lost trying to figure out what I want to do with the next 40 years of my life. Because if you don't have this written on your mirror, you get distracted by social media, by finding love, by finding your sexy side, by earning more money, by going on a better holiday. But none of us, unless someone here wrote that, no judgment, right?
Maybe it comes along with like
Yeah, just
those
by the way,
things,
as a side effect.
Yeah.
shiny objects.
Shiny objects are distracting, and that's why they distract us, because if we all worked on our mission, the world would look like a very different place. Yes? It would be beautiful, but we get distracted, and that's why we often don't get hurt, because we're not even passionate about the scheisse that we talk about on a normal day basis.
Yeah.
I don't care about the weather. Like, okay, I live in Barcelona, suckers. It's always nice, right? But I love Canada. So what are we talking about? And if you're not passionate about what you're talking, you're probably not interesting, if I may be so blunt. Yeah? Because eyes lit up, the word inspire, from the Latin language, right? Your eyes light up when you breathe deeply. This is what I want to tell you about. Yeah?
like people respond in a way, "You're a freak, but I love you."
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
And I'm quite questionable. So some people told me that you're a freak, but I love you. And it was like,
Was anyone have experience like that?
I get that feedback quite often, and I think you can scare people away. You can have the opposite effect.
Sure.
They want to do this, and it's going to be great. Oh, calm down, calm down, calm down.
This is a perfect example. Okay. Could you do that again? That energy? Just 1 second.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Fantastic. I want you to listen to me. You have everything planned. You follow me, and
Sorry. So that's kind of duck energy.
yeah.
Right? Duck energy rarely gets listened to. Because there's 3 things wrong, no offense, that is personal. There's 3 things wrong with that. Could you tell me 3 things? Body, language, voice,
She's too short, doesn't count.
What, not what did she do wrong, but what do people say, no, you can say, what do people who get heard do that are opposite to what she just did?
She's not
They
speaking
connect.
with confidence.
Does not speak with confidence?
there's connection. I think that's what was missing. I mean, it's one-way communication. It's like,
There's no confidence.
That was one way, okay? She wasn't speaking with how do we know she wasn't speaking with confidence? What do we see and feel and hear?
Nerves. Yeah, she's
Nervous. How do you know it's nervous? Show me that
Very
little pause.
pauses, no pauses. No
What?
pauses. No pauses.
No pauses, good.
It's overwhelming.
Overwhelming?
Yes.
Overwhelming. But I think our speech is always like, oh, we need to talk with confidence to get what we want. But most of the times we can also be kind and be nice, and we get what we want in the same way.
I don't think those are opposites.
Sorry, can I just interject? Because I have this little story. Because I'm obviously short without heels. And people were saying, oh, you're so cute, or you're so, oh, I got told, oh, you're the type of girl I'd like to marry like later. Like later. Like a goody two-shoe. And I didn't like that. And I said, what is wrong with me? And I just learned to be more assertive, but I'm always kind. But what I felt was that being too kind and being too sweet wasn't getting me anywhere. And not until I came to Spain did I learn to be assertive, not aggressive, because I hate aggressiveness. I don't do well with that. But Spain taught me how to be assertive.
Speaking of being assertive, we're going to do an interrupting exercise. I come from Canada and Germany, and we have a different way of interrupting. No, you don't. Okay, so living in Spain, especially with my level of Spanish, I had to learn how to interrupt or nobody would ever hear me. And in English, of course, I know how to interrupt because I grew up in the language and I know when there's a space. But if you don't have that, so I'm going to teach you something because there's not many native speakers except for Claudia, Tommy,
And Donna.
Donna? Oh yes, okay, so there's like 5 North Americans or British? Yeah.
No, she's Scottish.
Scottish. Is that English? This exercise is quite simply speaking of. We use this all the time in English. It's how you interrupt somebody. So when someone is speaking a lot, you're going to interrupt them and you're going to jump in there with that 2 words. So David, do you want to just start talking? David likes to talk. If you haven't met him yet. And this is what I do with it. He's my friend, and sometimes I really have to interrupt him, right? So just do a monologue. And my job as a partner is to interrupt every 1 to 2 sentences. You must interrupt. If you don't interrupt, you're not helping this person. This person talks a lot. And sometimes they might be interrupted. Yes?
I'm going to stand up now.
Okay, but I'm taller, so I understand. So,
I am going to Valencia.
Where is Lorenzo?
Valencia.
Oh, sorry, I'll do the introduction.
Valencia.
Thank you for playing. I need
I'm living in Altea, in Alicante, and I have to get the tram.
Speaking of
And
tram,
then,
did you know
and
that
then I get
Gaudi?
the next tram. then after the next tram, we're going to have to get.
Speaking of tram, did you know that Gaudi in Barcelona was killed by a tram? Apparently at looking over at his beautiful art, and he was so distracted by it that a tram came and hit him. And I'm going to keep talking a monologue
I know.
until he says, speaking
Yes,
up.
well, we know all about
Speaking up.
Gaudi, but that doesn't help me get to my destination.
Speaking of destinations, I need to get back to Barcelona tomorrow, and I have a train that sits
Well,
backwards because I need paper.
so you need to get this Samson, but nevertheless, The art of catching trains, buses and things. It's best to use the internet for your tickets.
Speaking of the internet, how do you do that? People who get hurt are used to getting hurt, and they don't pause often. Because if you're not giving them information that's interesting, they don't value you very much. Okay, the Lions of the world, the Reds in the disc, the people who have opinions, who are confident, who know what they're talking about, if you don't interrupt and give your ideas, they think you like listening to them. Yes? If you don't...
Speaking of pauses, I was a polar bear in a previous life. And polar bears have big pauses.
How many of you had before we do the exercise, how many of you had the experience that someone does a monologue with you? Okay, did they know that they were being rude?
No, not at all. That would be super interesting. Maybe they know, but they don't care.
Okay, so should you spend time with people who are being rude and they don't care?
No.
Okay, so those people are out of your life.
Yeah.
Okay? You tell them, and if they don't care, you don't talk to them anymore because they're using you like a therapist. Okay? And therapists get paid money. I'm a therapist. I get paid to do that, right? Thus, you need to interrupt and tell them that this isn't working for you. How do you do that? If they don't care, bye-bye. If you're with someone who has high influence and you need to get your ideas heard, and you can't walk away from that person, you need to interrupt and add value. You must add your ideas of value, or else they think you don't have ideas. And they will not give you the space. Okay? We only have a few minutes left, so this is just the take-home thing. You must act like them, you must add your ideas to them, you must copy their voice. There's a lot more on this topic, but this is to encourage you that you can do it. We know how to act like a lion, and we know how to copy the energy. So you're just going to take 2 minutes with the partner, person that's sitting beside you. The first person monologues, the person with the longest hair will start monologuing. The other person will interrupt. Use the word speaking of. Okay. David doesn't have to do it because The last exercise we're going to do before the coffee break.
Can I add one thing?
No, sorry. This is
like
This is a great example though. He is not afraid to speak, and he's spoken, and we like to hear you, but he's spoken more than the rest of us in this exercises, right? Because he's interesting, and he's not afraid to say it. So if you have something interesting to say, you cannot be afraid to say it because he got heard today.
I'm interesting and I'm not afraid to say it either.
Because it was interrupting, right?
You have to finish because we have to go to the...
Exactly right. These people get heard because they interrupt the facilitator when she knows she has 2 minutes. Yes? Okay? But those people get heard. You may like it or you may not like it, but they get heard. Right? So last exercise, we're going to stand up. Don't stand up yet. Don't stand up yet. Don't stand up yet. You're going to walk around, and I want you to think about that little piece of paper that you had and what your mission is. You're going to either decide to be a person who gets heard, you're going to walk around, and you're going to say that to the person that you meet. So you walk and you meet someone with the calm, slower, powerful, confident energy, or you will do the opposite, which is the moving your head, talking too quickly, eyes moving around, moving your body, voice too erratic. And I want you to feel the difference about how you switch it with 2 different people. Yeah, just walk around and say to them, empathy will change the world. Kindness. Kindness will change the world. Kindness will change the world. Just feel it in your body. And when you go out into that world, be aware of how you speak. Okay, stand up. You're either going to be high status, confident person who gets hurt, or with the next person you're going to be lower status, nervous energy, not confident about what they're saying, and use the body language for each of them. Okay? Last 1 minute, walking around, tell them what will change the world.